when I see a young person who is trying to blaze the trail educationally by ensuring that our world is educated on certain issues of life, I get encouraged.
I'm here to support a young lady that has done an amazing feat of projecting her family and her own race into the literary world. We're very proud of her.
Ufuomaee, more or less like my daughter, the daughter of Olorogo Ortega. We've been together for over 2 decades, and it's good that we celebrate excellence and hard work.
Science, writing, it's an art. It's an endowment from God. That's why you can see people who are medical doctors, architects, and people who have other callings coming back. The natural endowment that God has given them. She's one of them. And she has captured her thoughts. The Naïve wife Trilogy and the marriage ABCs. So we need to come and support her. She can do more, and we know she will do more when we support her. That's why I left everything I'm doing in Abuja to be here.
Delighted to be here. The young lady is the daughter of my very good friend. The father is an astute politician, a wonderful and a very progressive businessman, an entrepreneur of no mean value, and somebody who takes time to look after and love the farm. And you can see the abilities of the lady, the young lady, and you can, after reading the book, you will understand why she is so outstanding. And that is the reason I'm most delighted to be here and to associate myself with her and the family.
I actually read the Richard's, well, I got the 3 books, the Naïve wife Trilogy, and I've just finished the first part, which is Rachel's Hope. So far, it's very, very, very interesting, very intriguing, but most importantly, it's real. So as Ufuomaee, as a writer, I would say that I've read a couple of her books before. So reading this one, the first one I read, I got the same feeling, but reading this one, it just shows how much realistic she is as a writer. I wonder where she gets the inspiration from, being that it's not necessarily, what she's going through. Yeah, but she's managed to be able to speak to, quite a lot of people that are going through similar stuff.
Who have taken time out of their very busy schedule to be here to celebrate with us today. We have here with us today and please, as I recognize our very special guests of honor, I would like us to please celebrate them with a round of applause. We have here with us today the Deputy President
of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Ufuomaee. Please, let's put our hands together in celebration of him. Also, we will be joined today by the Chief of Staff to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, who is going to be joining us today. I would also like you to join me this lovely Monday afternoon in celebrating our Fathers of the Day. Joining us today is His Excellency, the Amayabo of Ufuomaee Kingdom, His Royal Majesty King Ebitemi Banigo. I'm sure you can do louder than that. We are joined today by the representative of the Lagos State Governor, the Permanent Secretary, Office of Special Advisor on Education, Lagos State, Mr. Wahid Kasali. Let's put our hands together. Handsome and beautiful and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to especially, on behalf of our hosts, welcome you to the launch program, the book launch of the Naïve Wife Trilogy and the Marriage ABCs. I also want us to please take out a moment to celebrate the father of the author, who is our major host, our chief host for today, in the person of Ologun Otega Emehor. We also have the Minister of Information, well represented today by the General Manager of the Nigeria Television Authority, Patrick C. Iro. Please let's make him feel welcome with a round of applause. Also representing Senator Peter Onwamboshi is none other than Dr. Austin Izago. Please join me in putting your hands together for him. Thank you so much for joining us today. As Nigerians, we definitely will start off this memorable event with the national anthem. But just before we do that, please also celebrate with me distinguished Senator Musiliu Obanikoro. Thank you. At this point, I would like us to please rise to our feet as we open this event with the national anthem. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And now time to open this event with an opening prayer. And to do that, please join me in welcoming the pastor of Ikoyi Baptist Church, Reverend Thomas Shegun Adeleke. Please let's put our hands together for him as he makes his way up.
Shall we pray together? May we rise up if you don't mind. Righteous Father, we want to thank you for gathering us together on a day like this. Thank you for the journey mercies you've granted many who have traveled from far and near. We appreciate you. We want to thank you for your hand upon the life of your daughter and the grace to be able to put these books together. We acknowledge, O God, that the inspiration comes from you, and we return to you all the glory. We ask that, Lord, you will take over this proceeding, that all that shall be done here today shall bring glory to your name and blessing to our lives. Thank you, righteous Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray, and amen.
Thank you, Reverend. I would love to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Henry Agbeboro, representing the Minister of State for Labor, Festus Kiyamo. Also with us today, joining us for this book launch, is the chairman of the board of NSITF, Prince Isire Austin Enajemo. Please let's put our hands together for him. Thank you. It's now time for us to specially welcome you with a remark by one of our fathers today. I know a number of us might not have read the book yet, but I can assure you that this book launch will open you to a world of fiction, a world of possibilities, and a world that has the potential to build families starting from marriage. For his welcome remarks, please let's put our hands together as we welcome the Honorable Minister of Labor and Productivity, Senator Dr. Chris Ngige. A round of applause for the Senator.
I didn't need a stay. Obarisi, you won't experience this. Legs are my own small. The Deputy Senate President of Nigerian Senate, the Senior Senator Omar Gege, Obarisi of Nigeria, because I have asked what Obarisi means. Is it Oba receiving the king everywhere, international king, national and international? You are welcome. Distinguished senators who are here, members of the House of Rep, Representing Willie Federal Constituency, who is here. Our chairman, represented by the wife, our national chairman, Chief Odigi Oyegu. Our host, High Chief Olorogu Otega Emero, and daughter, Ufuomaee, the author, generalissimo in writing, our royal fathers who are here, led by our indomitable financial king. We welcome you, sir. Representative of the governor of Delta State, and my in-law, who is a former commissioner, you're welcome. Representative of governor of Lagos State, who is here. And my very good friend, son of the soil, Senator Korokoro, Obanikoro. The giants in the financial industry, where our chief host, Olorogo Ortega, has been playing, who are here. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. When my friend Olorogo Ortega invited me to the book launch, I thought it was a small book launch. But when I started reading the IV, and he said, you are going to be chairman, I said, okay, let me think about it. Because I knew that all the time, I'm involved in one labor dispute or the other. So I didn't want to commit. But when he came at that time, I said, the coast is clear, we can commit. So I committed. But that committal, I later on found out that I was still wrong. Because up to yesterday, I was still embroiled in discussions with the young doctors, resident doctors, and the parent body, the NMA. And I said, well, whatever it is, I must come. Because a commitment is a commitment. So, I wish to thank the author and the father. When you have a daughter that makes you proud, it's good to showcase her. Any child that makes the parents proud should be showcased, because it becomes an incentive for other young people to aspire to do the right thing. Ufuomaee is not a literary person as such. We're not classing her as a poet or somebody who is making a living from literary writing. But like I just told the father, I said to him that writing is an inspirational thing. You can't suppress it. Even if you like, you go and read law, or you go and read medicine, or you go and read architecture. Once it's running in you, you can't. It's like a bushel. You cannot put it under the table. A bushel, a lamp. That lamp, the light must come out. And so that's what we are seeing today. A young girl who read social sciences and is doing other things. But today, still counting, she has about 15 literary writings to her record. 15. So, but the good thing is that I became too curious when I saw the program and the launch and the title of the book. I looked at it with my wife. I said, well, I'm going to Lagos for this. My wife said, I'm very curious. I want to read this book, The Naïve Wife Trilogy, which means 3-in-1 series. So my wife said, when you come back, I will look at them and know whether I fit in as the naive wife. I said, no, you are not naive. It's love that is pushing you to look at, to ignore all my excesses and coming home late and all those things. So, but I'm taking the books. I also read so that I will know whether there will be another series called The Naive Husbands. Because we can fit into it too, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you as the chair of the occasion. And we are all expectant. Our eye, our ear, we are going to see what Ufuomaee has for us. We'll eat the delicacy and then congratulate daughter and father for a job well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And maybe he has, in some way, given the author an idea right there of another trilogy to write, The Naive Husband. Today we are launching a book. The Naive Wife comes in 3 books: Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, Rachel's Hope. 3 books in one. And also the marriage ABCs. All this written by this excellent, brilliant author who we're all here to celebrate today, Ufuomaee Emeho Ashogbon. Please let's put our hands together for her once again. There she is. Before we proceed, I'd also like to recognize some very important personalities we have here with us today. Senator Obanikoro Muslim. We also have with us the former ED of the NDDC, Dr. Kario Ojugbo. Please let's put our hands together as we recognize them. The former Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, is also here with us today. With a round of applause, let's recognize the Director, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, Dr. Abdullah Yusuf, the Chief Medical Director of the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital. Please let's put our hands together for him. Our chief launcher today is none other than Mr. Maxwell Esson, who is also here with us. Let's celebrate him. Mr. Maxwell Esson, thank you for coming. Also, we have Chief Kenny Martins. Chief Kenny Martins. Chief Andrew Oru is with us today as well. A round of applause for him. We have with us the CMAC, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, like I said, and Reverend Mike Riebu of IBC. And to everybody who has taken out time today to join us for this memorable moment, the launch of a book that I believe will have an immense impact on our society. If everyone can just take a moment to read these books. As our chairman was speaking, I could tell that every one of us here in this room can find ourselves in the characters that are represented in this book. As a father, as a daughter, as a son, as a child, as a boss, even as an MC. You see a number of MCs that were characterized in the book. So this book has a lot that we all can learn to make our society a better place and to make the world a better place at large. For some of us who are here today, we are more familiar with our host, our chief host, I mean. And for some of us here, we are a bit more familiar with the author. But at this point, I would like us to focus our attention to the screen so we can get some more information as to who this author that we're here to celebrate today really is. So as we play this clip, I hope you get some more information about that. I think that's a good place to put our hands together. Amazing. Amazing. And it's such a delight to be here to celebrate another offering of this brilliant author to add to the collection of books that she has written over the years. The main reason why we're here today is to celebrate not only this author, but of course her new creation, which is the Naïve Wife Trilogy and the Marriage ABCs. So I would welcome off stage someone who will give us a bit more of a review to give us some more insight to who this brilliant author is. But just before I invite the reviewer up stage, I would like us to specially acknowledge the presence of the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, who is well represented by the former MD, Editor-in-Chief of the Sun Publishing Ghana Limited, Shola Oshunkeye. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you so much. Please join me in welcoming upstage to give a review of the author, Ufuomaee Ashobon. an author, blogger, and podcaster, Ufuomaee Bada. Let's welcome her as she comes up stage.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is such an honor to be here. The first time I came across a book written by Ufuomaee was in 2017, and that was The Church Girl. I just finished NYC, and I was seriously trying to get into the dating game. And so when I found that book in December, it felt like somebody was telling my story, and it was time for me to really live the right life. After reading that book, I fell in love with the author. And after reading Church Girl, it was a real eye-opener for me. I saw love and relationships the right way. Mary's story was so real to me. I felt like she was really writing to me, and that was one basic reason I fell in love with this amazing author. After reading Church Girl, I remember reading Broken, and I couldn't stop crying. I can write the whole book about all of her books, but I don't want to bore you and take your time. I believe Ufuomaee was called to write. She's not just talented, she's gifted. I believe she's called to do this thing. With her books, she has brought hope and joy to relationships. She has really put a smile on so many faces, and it's such an honor to know her. It was from Ufuomaee I knew it was okay for couples to go for counseling. This woman is a blessing to the world, and I can't wait to read more books from her. Her stories are so real and very relatable. She's selfless, committed, and passionate about her craft. I love her consistency, and I've learned about writing and relationships from this amazing woman. More ink to your pen, more blessings to you. Thank you for being a blessing to us.
Thank you, Ufuomaee. I personally think Ufuomaee has a way of digging into people's emotions when you read her books without giving her any access. She just dives into your emotions. You can read her book and cry, get angry. Lots of emotions just flood your mind just reading her books. The power she has in putting those words together that gives you a clear picture as to what she's trying to describe. I know most of us in this room might not have read the book, the latest book just yet, but I'm also sure that we will all pick a copy, or maybe tens of copies, or maybe hundreds of copies before we leave here today. But what we want to attempt to do right now is to whet your appetite a bit, to give you a glimpse as to what is contained in the book, The Naïve Wife Trilogy. And so, we will have a few people read some portions of the book while we attempt to take you through this journey that Ufuomaee has well documented in this book. Ufuomaee.
Good. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be reading from the first book, Rachel's Choice. So your boyfriend showed up today. Rachel looks at Dong Jap as if he's speaking a foreign language. My boyfriend? Yes, Dog, he says, folding his arms across his chest. He's not my boyfriend. Dong Jap huffs. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Is that what he told you? Is that why you're upset? Look, who you date is your business. If you didn't like me,
You should have just said so. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Why do you think I'm dating Dog? I'm not blind. I was at your sister's wedding, and I saw you too. And then your birthday outing just confirmed my suspicions. It's all right. I'm not mad. Rachel shakes her head, trying to understand Dong Jab's summations and accusation. Okay, well, Dog and I are just friends. Rachel, please. We're not kids. You can't seriously believe that, nor expect others to believe there's nothing going on between you two, he said, looking at her intently. Look, maybe you're not being honest with yourself. Whatever you do, open your eyes and make a choice about who you're spending your life with. Don't leave it to chance because you will regret it. I'm telling you as a friend because I care about you, okay? Okay, thanks. And I'm sorry if I made you feel bad or something. I didn't mean to. I'm just trying to figure out what I want, you know. Yeah, I get it. He swallows. Friends. Friends? She smiles nervously. Always, he beams, and they hug. Rachel's choice.
Thank you. What a book. But we would have allowed her to read like some more. Were you getting into it already? The whole idea is not to give you everything at a go. All right, so that was from Rachel's Choice. Like I mentioned before, it's a trilogy, so we have Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, and Rachel's Hope. Then we have the Marriage ABC. The next book reading hopefully will be from Rachel's Diary. But just before we do that, please, I'd like you, don't get tired, please. Put your hands together as we acknowledge the presence of Mr. Pat Bassi, who's here with us today. We also have Mr. Ian Alex Eyitiena, who's joining us here in celebration of this wonderful event. Thank you so much for coming. The MD of Anchor Insurance, Mr. Austin Ebose. Thank you. Also joining us today is the MD of Standard Alliance Insurance, Mr. Tayo Awodia. The Managing Director of Corey Assets Management Limited, Mr. Johnson Chuku. And also with us today is Alhaji Sadiku. Thank you. For our next reading, which I believe will be from Rachel's Diary, we will be reading a portion of that. And to do justice to that is author and podcaster Okpemikpo Omosa.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be reading from Rachel's Diary. I'll be reading an excerpt from Rachel's Diary. Jesus told the parable of the talents to let us know that though we all have different giftings and abilities, one thing is demanded of us. The preacher pauses and looks about the hall. We must bear fruit. We must bring back a profit to our master. Whatever our talent is, wastefulness of it could be our biggest sin. When we compare ourselves to others and get depressed or complacent because of how bad or well we think we are doing compared to others,
we also commit a big sin against ourselves. Children of God, our competition is with ourselves. It is important for us to know our talents and the will for God in our lives so we can use them to His glory. I pray that none of us shall hear those dreaded words. Cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. Let's pray. Rachel and her husband bow their heads as the preacher leads the congregation in a prayer. The lesson is profound, and all are considering their lives, whether they have discovered their talents and are using them profitably to God's glory, or whether they are still ignorant of God's will in that regard. It is something Rachel has pondered on many times before, and she felt she had discovered her talent when she had discovered her love for teaching and counseling. She had been even more sure of it when she had gotten the coveted job at Urban FM, and was convinced all the more when the relationship counseling show she had pitched to the MD had been approved, following her qualification as a marriage counselor. But now, she's not so sure. She's newly married, yet she feels miserable half the time. All the advice she had dished out to others while single seemed to be mocking her in her own marriage. But her marriage is still young, and she had been warned that it wouldn't be easy. Maybe this is her talent, and her current trial is just a test of faith. After all, isn't marriage ministry? No, she's not going to despair. She will just have to work on herself and keep building her home in love. Rachel's diary.
Rachel's diary. Thank you, Okpaimepo. The final book reading in this trilogy will be from Rachel's Hope. Before I call the book reader for that particular book, it's our pleasure to acknowledge the presence of the Executive Director, SunTrust Oil, Rachel Aketie. Also with us is the Director of SunTrust Oil as well, Mohammed Abubakar Atiku. The Director General, CEO, National Biosafety Management Agency, Dr. Rufus Egbegba, is here with us, represented by Mrs. Olufunke Aremo. Please, let's celebrate them. Thank you. Still so much more to come, but for now, it's time for the book reading for Rachel's Hope. To do that is a lady referred to as the Reading Mom. Please welcome Blessing Okwofu.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be reading from Rachel's Hope, the third book of the trilogy. He also returns home to find Rachel sitting on the sofa, rubbing her temples as Ezekiel screeches in his play yard. The poor child has obviously been crying for a long time, but for some reason, Rachel is making no effort to soothe him. He also first goes to attend to Ezi, taking him out of his yard and offering him a treat. When he quietens down, she goes to Rachel, who is still sitting on the sofa, her hand cradling her head as she stares into space, like a widow who just discovered her late husband was in debt by millions of naira. Rachel, what's going on? Are you okay? Instead of answering, Rachel rises to leave the room, but he also reaches for her hand. Rachel withdraws it, stepping back. Rachel, what happened? Ihotu had noticed when she walked into the living room that the wedding frame is no longer hanging on the wall, and now she sees that Rachel's fingers are bare. Her tearful face also indicates that something is seriously wrong. "I'm done, Ihotu, I'm done," Rachel sniffles, shaking her head as she wipes her tears. Ihotu swallows. What possibly happened between yesterday and today for Rachel to behave this way? Or is this some sort of delayed reaction? "Done with your marriage?" "Yes, Ihotu, I'm done," she replies, her hands flailing. "In case you haven't noticed, I don't have a husband. I'm done pretending that I do." "Calm down, Rachel. It's not me you're mad at. Actually, I'm tired of you telling me that I should keep hanging on and expecting something good to come out of this ridiculousness. If he can be forgiven for all he's done to me, to my family, surely I can be forgiven for giving up or whatever the hell I'm not supposed to do as a wife. It doesn't all depend on me. And if it does, then fuck it." "Rachel," he also reaches for her again. Rachel steps back, lifting her hands to ward off her friend. "Leave me alone. I'm done." Frustrated, Rachel crumbles onto the sofa and bawls her eyes out. He also goes to her and wraps her in an embrace. Rachel's hope.
Thank you. The trilogy definitely speaks a lot about friendship. We all need that one friend that can understand how we feel and that can follow us on this journey called life. But I'm not going to go so much into talking about my review of the book. I think I have somebody who's going to do better justice to it. She is the founder of Amy's Library and Recreational Center, and she will be reviewing the book, The Naïve Wife Trilogy. Please, let's welcome Amy Ufuomaee.
Good afternoon, dignitaries present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amy, and I am beyond honored to be giving a review of the Naïve Wife Trilogy, an amazing work of art by the delectable Ufuomaee. I met Ufuomaee in 2017, and I have on 2 occasions hosted her at our club hangouts and reviewed her books, The Church Girl and Broken. Needless to say that over the years, she has mastered her art and, of course, her message. As you surf through her many literary works, you'll find the same recurring message about faith, hope, family relationships, choices, heartbreaks, and the forgiveness that is needed to mend that all together. And, of course, the one thread binding it together, love. Her books we're launching today, The Naïve Wife, Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, and Rachel's Hope have embedded in them many answered questions, thought-provoking stories of people and experiences that we all can relate to. And that relatability, the insights that the author has garnered to be able to speak light to the dark embers of people's hearts, make her stand out exceptionally. The stories shared in these books had me gauging my relationships and myself to see areas where I probably fall short. It's a counseling bundle all on its own, and it helps to dive into the intricacies of friendship, of marriage, of bonding in relationships as a whole. The author's delivery, transitions, character development, choice of vocabulary, and life lessons all intertwined to make an amazing work of art. As you read these books, you find that we all see and probably know a bit of Rachel, AGK Dog, Ihotu, Rochelle, Bosse, Ufuomaee, Isaiah, and many others who form parts of our life's journey. you find even that they probably are replicas of you. But as you journey through life and through Ufuomaa's mind, I hope that you find, most importantly, that no matter the sizes of curveballs life throws at you, God will never leave you alone, and he always has a plan. And that, like Rachel, is our hope, and we hold on to it firmly. Thank you.
That right there was a wonderful review. I can only imagine how Ufuomaee feels right now, hearing all of this and all these excerpts from her book. Before we proceed to launching the book, we still have another book. That's the Marriage ABCs. But just before we do that, because the scope of those who have read this book extends beyond the four walls of this auditorium, I would like you to focus on the screen for a moment as we hear from other people who have read the book, what they think of the book, what they feel of the book, and maybe you can.
This is a review of Ufuomaae's books, and especially the Naïve Wife Trilogy. So Rachel's Diary, Rachel's Choice, and Rachel's Hope. But more especially, just a review of Ufuomaee as a writer. But I've read all of her books, and honestly, sometimes I think she's just a godsend, just a gift from God, just to tell us, one, of how much he loves us, to explain what the relationship that he wants to have with us is, and just to tell that in such a real, relatable, and truly gifted way.
Our books are thought-provoking, inspiring, life-changing. And one of the things I love about her books is the way that she's able to switch between characters seamlessly without getting you lost. If you have not read a book by Ufuomaee, I encourage you to read one. They are really, really, really good.
I was so much in love with Rachel's character in the first series. Then I got so disgusted and irritated by her naiveness and stupid acceptance of our marriage situation, and I felt that it shouldn't have been that way. However, the last series really got to me, and got me so excited, and I was able to see, I was able to really see God's really working, in our life.
To say that our work challenges our thought pattern, the way you think about your lifestyle and choices that you make and decisions, all those things. To say it challenges us to think about it in a Christian way is an understatement, because it goes way deep, goes way, way deep. The good, the bad aspects, the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of life, every part of it, you're going to see some of it, or all of it. Somehow, the consistency in her work, it seems amazing.
Great. Ufuomaee knows how to develop her characters. She knows how to make the plot not excessive, but well developed enough to keep you, intrigued and to keep you at it. Now, maybe I didn't sleep till 5 a.m. because I needed to see what was going on. She develops her characters so well, they are so interwoven. You should read A Small World, where she brings characters from different novels and then makes them into one, all interrelated and interwoven. And then the way she ends the stories are always so good. And at the center of it all, there's the Christ message.
It's written in a very simple and conversational way that makes it engaging and very interesting to read.
She presents them in a fiction format, but it's so graphic, so illustrated with words that spurs a feeling of reality in you. You are reading a fiction and you are feeling that, is this a true life story? I've called her before to ask her, Ufuomaee, this story, are they true life story? And she tells me they are fiction. But you see, under the fiction is the true life that people live on daily basis.
books like The Church Girl, Emotional Affair, A Small World, they are so rich in emotion, so rich in dialogue, that you wonder if they're actually real life stories.
I can't wait to just read what Rachel's hope is, because I'm like, God, please, this girl. I felt like I knew who she was. That's to tell you how relatable this book is, and the lessons that I learned from it is just so much. Like, I have even used that to check my own self and to know, like, these are the things that I am going to be watching out for. That's to tell you how relatable, how amazing these books are. And it's a must read for everybody. I remember even before I was done with the first book, I went ahead to place an order for the second one.
Ufuomaee is such an amazing writer. Whenever she releases any of her books, I'm always very eager to buy them because I know what I will get from her books. She brings her characters together to create beautiful stories of love, of forgiveness, of second chances. If you go past reading her books as novels, you would gain a lot of life lessons from her books.
I stumbled on the book on Instagram, and I quickly read the first 2 books in in the span of 3-4 hours. I would really recommend this book to everyone, especially Christian men and women that are looking to really understand how to navigate relationships and the faith. One thing I like about Ufuomae's books are the way she's able to make every concept relatable.
I find that sometimes even when I'm reading some of the characters in the book, I'm just like, oh, this sounds like a bit of my life. I think she's really done well. Ufuomaee, well done, well done, well done.
The Naïve wife, guys, Ufuomaee just wanted to kill us. Like, if you read this book, if you read all 3, you will know that I'm not just blabbing. I am so happy that Rachel's hope was exactly what I prayed for.
A lot of my daddies and mommies in the house, and I have to do something that you identify with. Thank you. Let's do this. Give me some volume, please. It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Yeah. Some volume, please. Oh, it's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Anytime I come around me, I get weak. No, nobody ever make me feel this way. Yes, I do. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. If you remember the song, sing. I wanna know what turns you on. I wanna know so I can be your only one. I like to know what makes you cry. Oh, yeah. Makes you cry, baby. And never understood what you were worth. And you never took the time to make it work. It's alright, baby, I'm the kind of man who shows concern. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I like to know so I can be your one. I like to know, yeah, what makes you cry, so I can be the one. from the bottom of my heart is true. Tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say I'll do, 'cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart is true. I wish that I could take a journey into your mind and find emotions that you always try to hide, babe. Oh, oh, I do believe that there's a love you all not share. Oh, yeah, I'll take good care of you, lady. Have no fear. Okay, there's a high life song that's gonna catch your attention. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Hey, 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 hey. Eba. This one is down home. Hey. Eba. Hey. It's a high life thing now. See, you are my lady, and the person who gets my heart to special lady. You gon' make me feel like a king, boy. With you, my baby, this our love, you're too sweet, oh. Special lady, now you be the person who get my heart to. For you, my baby, for you, my CCO, for you, my baby, you the person who gets my heart to. You see, my baby, for you, my baby, you the person who gets my heart to. Baby girl, get down on it. Baby girl, shake your body. Need I go spray you the money. He fell. Baby girl, get down on it. Baby girl, shake your body. Need I go spray you the money. That's now you be the person who get my heart. When I say CC, you say Baba. CC, 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 come on. When I say CC, you say Baba. CC, CC, hey. Listen now. African woman, the way you carry yourself sweet, my body, oh. It just shows woman, make I follow you go see your mama, I like your swagger, let me and you stay together, Special lady, now you be the person who will get my heart to, For you, my baby, for you, my CCO, for you, my baby, you be the person who will get my heart to, You sweet, my baby, like be the power for you, my baby. You be the person who will get my heart to. Baby girl, get down on it. Baby girl, shake your body. Me, I just spray the money. He fell. Baby girl, get down on it. Yeah.
Right here, that is veiled. It's time for the unveiling of the book. And to do this, I would like to invite all the members of the high table to come off stage as we stand by this table of books. Please, as they come up stage, I want us to put our hands together for them with a round of applause as they make their way up the podium. Please don't stop. A round of applause. Thank you. All right. So we're going to count to 3 because it's a trilogy. And at the count of 3, we will remove the veil and we'll see what the books look like. DJ, let some music play at the background. One. That's one for Rachel's choice. 2 for Rachel's diary. And 3.
Cause in this journey to discover yourself, you can be what you wanna be. So brace yourself, look in the mirror, what do you see? No matter who you are,
so please, let's all have one copy.
No matter what you do, you've got great value. Cause in this journey to discover yourself, you can be what you wanna be. So brace yourself, look in the mirror, what do you see? You're a star, you're a star, you're a star, yeah. You're one in a million, special star. You're a star, you're a star, yeah. You're one in a million, special star. Greatness starts inside of you. Greatness starts inside of you. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. No matter who you are, no matter where
Round of
you're
applause,
from,
ladies and gentlemen.
you gotta believe it. You can achieve it. Yeah, yeah. In this journey to discover yourself, you can be what you wanna be. So brace yourself, look in the mirror, what do you see? No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you do, you've got great value. Cause in this journey to discover yourself, you can be what you wanna be. So brace yourself, look in the mirror, what do you see? You're a star, you're a star, you're a star, yeah. You're one in a million, special star. You're a star, you're a star, yeah. You're one in a million, special star. You're a star.
All right. Thank you. If you look in the pack that you were given on your way in here today, I'm sure you'll find a copy of the book in there as well. As we proceed, I would like to welcome our special guests of honor, our fathers of the day, who have one or two things they would love to share with us as the goodwill message. Please put your hands together as we welcome the Deputy President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Ufuomaee.
Chairman of the occasion, the Honorable Minister of Labor, Employment and Productivity, my leader, Senator Dr. Chris Ngige. The Honorable Member representing the people of Ughelli North, Ughelli South, and Udu Federal Constituency, the Honorable Francis Ejirogene Waive, let me, even though I'm not saying it here, let me acknowledge my former colleague, Senator Oba Nikoro. I also acknowledge the representatives of the Governor of Lagos State. Another mistake, my colleague, Senator Peter Nwomboshi, is here represented. I acknowledge his representative. The former Director General of NIMASA, my good friend, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, the Chief Launcher, Engineer Maxwell Lesson, of course, the author, our daughter, our sister, Ufuomaee, the chief host, my leader, and the founding leader of APC in my state, Delta State. His Royal Majesty, King Ibitimi Banigo, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Like the chairman of this occasion, I believe about a month and a half ago, I did receive a call from our chief host, Olorogu Otega Emero, inviting me to this occasion. At the time the invitation was extended, we had just commenced our recess, the long recess for the year. And ordinarily, that's a time for us, for most of us, to travel outside the country, especially those of us that have families outside, to chill with the family, and basically just take care of ourselves and prepare ourselves for the next legislative session. But in addition to that, I also had another challenge, being the chairman of the Senate Committee on Constitutional Review. And we had planned to get most of the reviews, the bills, to the floor for vote before we went on recess. But for some reason, we were unable to do that. So I decided that it would be a good thing, a good idea, if I took most of the opportunity of the recess to deal with that. So once we resume, we'll bring those bills to the floor for a vote. Now, I say all of this to let you know how crowded the schedule will be. But be that as it may, this is my leader extending this invitation. So there's not a chance in the world, like Senator Ngige has said, not a chance in the world that will say no to this invitation. So here we are today. As I listened to the chairman, Senator Ngige, make his remarks, there was something that struck me when he said that Senator Olorogu Otega Emero has done well to showcase his daughter. And I was asking myself, yes, he has every right as a father to be proud of the daughter's accomplishments, and justifiably so. Indeed, we all take pride, not just him alone, all of us, the Urobo people, your people, all of us in Delta State, we share in that pride, and justifiably so. But what struck me was this. He said, yes, there's justification in showcasing the daughter, the author. But the more I listened, the more I watched her profile. Before then, we had been told, I listened to Chairman Ngige, I believe, that she has written about 15 books. But watching that profile, I noticed that she's written 27 books. And I'm asking myself, I know my leader, Olorogu Otega, very well accomplished, very well educated. He don't come any better than that in terms of education. A first-class brain, no doubt about that. A big-time captain of industry and a creator of wealth. We respect all of that. we acknowledge and we respect that. But here, a young woman who has, and we're thankful to your dad for all of the encouragement he's given to you to pretty much create the enabling environment for you to excel, in whatever you've chosen to do. Many a time, we invited to wedding ceremonies, either as special guest or sometime as chairman, and we called upon to make a remark or two. Most times we ask ourselves, okay, what are you going to say? Maybe the usual cliche, you pray for them, don't allow a third party to come in between you and your spouse, make your mistakes, learn from your mistakes. But even though I've not had a chance to read these books, but during this review, especially of one, the Rachel's Choice, I believe, something caught my attention. That's what we say in Worry Balance, shine your eyes. That's what I picked from it, shine your eyes. Because when you go into that relationship, it's a relationship for a lifetime, so make sure you know each other well. That's what I picked from that. So it's a very, very captivating book. I think it's a book that we all should recommend to the younger ones. I mean, those who are looking to get into relationships, we're already into one, and for most of us, we're in it for life. So it is the younger ones, our daughters, who are aspiring to get good partners before they settle down. I think it is a book that we will recommend to them. So I would just say, knowing who Otega Emero is, you are obviously a chief of the old block, and that you've turned out to be a great wordsmith is not a surprise. So I want to, on behalf of my family, the people of Delta Central Senatorial District, extend our warmest congratulations to you for your accomplishments. I know I'm also supposed to unveil it, even though the chairman hasn't done so. I mean, I think there's a chief launcher, if I'm right. No, I'm able to do that. But whatever the case, whatever he does, we are government people. We're not supposed to. I am not an Otega Emero, that's the bottom line. But be that as it may, I have decided I will take some copies of this book, especially knowing full well that I'll be invited, as I get invited every now and then to attend marriages. So I've not seen, I didn't really listen to the review on the ABCs of marriage, but I think that will also be very, very intriguing and interesting. So I'm going to be asking for about 20 copies of that one, the ABCs of marriage, and then also the Rachel's Choice. I'm not so sure about the other ones, but I'm picking my two. And I hope I have my prerogative to do that for an amount I will not disclose here, but which I will make available to Chief Host. So once again, I thank you for this opportunity, and I congratulate our leader. You've done a good job for us, a good job for bringing her up. Thank you very much.
A very big thank you to the Deputy President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Ovi Onwagege. To share his goodwill message on this very colorful and beautiful day, we would like to invite to the stage our father of the day, the Amayanabo of Ufuomaee Kingdom, His Royal Majesty King Ebitimi Banigo.
The chairman of this occasion, my dear old friend, Your Excellency, Dr. Ngige. The Deputy Senate President, Your Excellency, Omar Agege. Representatives of the Governor of Lagos State, and other dignitaries that were invited, the Chief of Staff, and others. My friend, Senator Obanikoro, I acknowledge you. Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am personally very honored and privileged to be here today to acknowledge, along with my colleague from way back in the banking sector, and not my friend, and we've been through thick and thin, to recognize his daughter for this amazing work that she has achieved. And I believe a lot more to come. I'm particularly touched because we know that Nigeria has done excellently well in the literary world around the globe. We are fully acknowledged. Now, this work speaks to issues and experiences that are very pertinent to us today. So besides adding to the international acclaim of our young authors, it is really happening that we are now looking inwards to address issues that concern us, particularly in the religious sphere. I am a king from the Niger Delta. One of the biggest problems we have is the girl child and the ravages of all operations on the girl child and the accessibility difficulties that we face. This book will in many ways provide succor to some of our daughters who I'm sure will learn a lot from what has been portrayed and use that to guide their lives. So as a king from the Niger Delta, I take pride to see this accomplishment, and I take solace that this will help. So, not gainsaying that I will procure sufficient numbers for all the schools in my kingdom. Of course, Olorgu, I'll make sure that you make sure I get my copies and that of the copies that we have to distributed to various institutions. But what I'm particularly pleased is that we are becoming of age. We Nigerians are becoming of age. This book joins a whole lot of other books that are being developed and written in our country. We are going to have to look inwards to find solutions to our challenges. And this, I think, is in the right direction. So without taking much time, I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, my brother Olorogun, for this opportunity to be able to share this moment with you. And thank you for the author, and I wish you all the best. I know that you're young, so we're going to hear a lot more about you. And we have to make sure that this book is sent all across the world, because we all have children abroad who will need this, because you know very well that they pine for things from home. So my goodwill is that it will be sent across the globe, and it will join the very, very few books that will percolate through to become an international bestseller. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Please don't stop clapping. Thank you. Another father of the day, and such a honor to have him present, represented today, the former chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Chief John Odige Oyegun. He's represented by Mrs. Osaro Oyegun. Please let's make her feel welcome. As a welcome her upstage.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, kindly permit me to stand on already existing protocols. I'm representing my father here today, Chief John Odige Oyegun, who is unavoidably absent due to a recent family bereavement. And as head of family, he's had responsibilities in that respect. He sorely wished to be here. But he asked me to make a few comments. First of all, he asked me to offer his congratulations to his very dear friend, Olorogun Otega-Amero, on this wonderful occasion. It is his comment that, it's always the wish of a parent that their children will always surpass their own achievements, but in their fields. This is just a testament to the fact that that has started. So congratulations on your achievement. To the author, Ufuomaee, again, congratulations. To launch a trilogy and a book in one day is not a mean feat. So for that singular act, congratulations. In addition to that, for someone of such youth to tackle such issues as faith and marriage, very weighty issues indeed, I think is a remarkable one, is a very brave one. So well done on that. It's also good to note that as a young person, this book is written in your time, for your generation, and for other generations, really. And it's good that we start to engage at our generation in this sort of discourse. So very well done on that. More grease to your elbows. We hope to see more titles, even though I Googled yesterday and I saw that there's 20 plus odd titles already. And thankfully, they're all most available on electronic formats. So anybody, anywhere around the world has access to them. Congratulations and well done. Okay, lastly, on his behalf, he'll be picking up 2 full sets, the trilogy and the book. I will disclose the sum to you, and I think in my personal capacity, I'll also pick up 2 full sets of both books. Thank you.
Thank you. The Lagos State Governor is well represented with us today by the Permanent Secretary, Office of Special Advisor on Education, Lagos State, in the person of Mr. Wahid Kasali. Please let's welcome him on stage.
Thank you very much. The chairman of today's occasion, Senator Chris Ngige, Honorable Minister for Labor and Productivity. Sir, the Deputy Senate President, distinguished Senator Omar Agege, sir, His Royal Majesty here present, that's our royal father for today, Hamayanebo of Okpoma Kingdom, I greet you, sir. Distinguished members of the service table here, I want to extend all courtesies to everybody here so that we can manage the time here. I'm here representing the governor of Lagos State. That's Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. Is unavoidably absent here due to pressing state assignment as an emerging smart city in the body of nation states in Nigeria today. He extends his greetings to all the political leaders here today. Because if he's here, definitely he will be very happy. But because of the fact that this program is very important, he said there is no other office that should represent the state here than the office of the special advisor to Mr. Governor on Education, ably led by Barrister Tokunbo Philip Wahab. We want to congratulate the chief host of today, and particularly our own astute and prolific writer, Ufuomaee, for a job well done so far. Please, she deserves a round of applause. From the accolades, the testimonials, and the comments on the books written so far, from the profiles that we have, 21 books and still counting, 27 books and still counting, it shows that Ufuomaee has a lot to share. She has a lot to offer. And in the 21st century, where we talk about partnership, we talk about collaboration, she's worth partnering with when it comes to developing knowledge, developing books that will add value to the society. When I came in here, when I was given the invitation last week that I should represent Mr. Governor, particularly my own special advisor, I did a little research concerning our works. I want to say to you here that all the books, they are value-adding, particularly addressing the challenges that we faced in the 21st century. One thing that is certain is this: the 21st century is knowledge and tech-driven. We've been talking about social media. Distinguished members of the service table, participants here, the gentlemen of the press, I'm highly convinced that all our books establish emotional balance between knowledge and technology, building the right family in Nigeria today. Please give her a round of applause for that. Because it's addressing societal life. And what we need in this day and age is to build the right family. We must get it right from the beginning. And that is what those books have established, particularly the one that we are launching today. That is The Naïve Wife, Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, and Rachel's Hope. With this book, I think there is hope for us in this country. Let me state it here. For us in Lagos State, education and technology is very key, sitting there as the top pillar in the development agenda of the present administration. That's the team's agenda. The governor is very passionate when it comes to developing education. When it comes to coming up with policies that will address the challenges that we face today in the area of education and technology. Then for my office, we are in charge of libraries. We are superintending over all the tertiary institutions in Lagos State today. And I said from the onset that we would like to partner with her. Our own take here is beyond coming to launch the book. The state government, particularly through the Office of the Special Advisor to Mr. Governor on Education, will partner with Ufuomaee to spread the message, to spread that gospel. We have our libraries spread across the 20 local governments and 37 LCDAs. We equally have library intervention projects by Mr. Governor, giving us the library, the e-library of the 21st century in our schools today. And we have 21st library in our tertiary institution. I want to assure you, through our office, we'll partner with you so that we can get all the books, these books, on the shelf of the institutions in this state. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate Ufuomaee. I want to congratulate the chief host for today for bringing up Ufuomaee. We must continue to thank God. And I want to say, on behalf of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sowolu, once again, extending his warm greetings to all the leaders here today, to all the captains of industry today. I want to say thank you all and God bless.
Thank you. It's now time for that moment. Some of our special guests of honor, fathers of the day, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, have been waiting for the official launch of these amazing books. To launch this book, I'd like us to specially welcome to the podium our chief launcher for today, the Group Managing Director, Connection Group, Engineer Maxwell Esson, who is going to handle the launching of the book.
The chairman of today's occasion, Senator Dr. Chris Ngige, the Deputy Senate President, Senator V. Omagege, the Chief Host, Olorogun Imeho Ortega. Allow me to stand on other existing protocols. I would want to congratulate you, sir. Nothing makes a man proud or prouder other than to see your child succeed before your very eyes. When Olorogun told me about this program, some few weeks ago, he said, okay, we started planning, and I tried to check you out, and I was amazed, at the same time not amazed. Knowing Olorogun for who he is, a perfectionist, and like the Deputy Senate President said, I think one of the biggest financial gurus I've met and I've had to interact with. I'm not surprised that he has produced such an excellent and astute writer in your person. I pray to God to give you more inspiration as you churn out more books that will impact the society. The topic, the Naïve Wife, Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, Rachel's Hope. is very fundamental to today's society. The rate at which relationships are collapsing and union is collapsing it should be of great concern. You build a family, you build a nation. When you have too much of distorted families, you come to see that the fabric that holds the society together begins to tear apart. So I want to tell you, you are doing a good job, and you've done so well that I don't even know how to launch the book. Yeah, because we are launching, that's 4 books, not 3 actually. So it's amazing. I'm very proud of you. And I congratulate you, sir, that you will keep seeing your children succeed before your very eyes. So on behalf of myself, my family, and Connexion Group, I would pick a set of this book for 10 million naira.
Amazing. So the launching has begun. Please let's welcome our co-launcher, the MD CEO Oriental Energy Resources, Mr. Mustafa Indimi. All right, I guess we just move on real quick now as we welcome the representative of the Special Media Advisor to the President, Femi Adesina, well represented by Shola Oshunkeye. Please let's give a round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. Like we're already aware, I'm a messenger, and I'm running errands for 2 masters. Both of them are friends. One, Femi Adesina, the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, who is unavoidably absent. He actually planned to be here, but was tied down by state matters. Then Iman Iboro, his predecessor and also a friend of his. Iman Iboro was the special advisor on media and publicity to President Goodluck Jonathan. He is also unavoidably absent because of family matters. They both tendered apologies. They will have loved to be here. And I'm sure they are missing a lot because I have made a sweet discovery. I thought I had a job until I heard the announcement that Ufuomaee has written 27 books. All my life I've been writing, and all the 3 books I attempted to write, they are still in my computer as we speak. Maybe I'll come for consultation later. So please accept Femi and Ima's apology. They also tell me to tell you how grateful to God they are for you for making this day a reality. You know. And they also pray that you will even move from this highly elevated heights to greater heights by the grace of God. They said I should tell this August occasion that you have done a great job, that even though your works are in the realm of fiction, they have direct and important application to everyday life. Because, and that the works are so, even more so important because it targets the home, which also Satan, our adversary, targets every day. Every day, homes and marriages are collapsing. So any book, any effort at all that comes out in forms of the written text would be an additional weapon in fighting the adversary. On this note, I thank you, and on behalf of Femi, I say congratulations. And he also sent a word. They both sent a word to this August gathering that please we should all support this great work. And talking about support, he commanded me to whisper his contribution to the author. Because as a civil servant, it's only to be heard. And I mean, it's to be seen and not to be heard. And as an obedient servant, I have whispered Femi's support to Ufuomaee. My job is done. Thank you.
Thank you for such a lovely whisper. Please, let's welcome the representative of the Minister of State, Labor and Productivity, Barrister Festus Keyamo, who is represented here today. With a round of applause, please.
Distinguished guests, Mr. Chairman, may I be permitted to stand on the existing protocol? The Honorable Minister is someone I share a particular quote with. It says, it's by William Ellery Channing. It says, it is chiefly through books that we enjoy intercourse with great minds. It says in great books, great men share their thoughts with us, and they pour their souls into ours. God be thanked for books. The minister would like me to share today that where he's got to today is because of the books he's read. And his message to the author is this: keep writing and never stop. Your greatness has just started. The sky is the limit. You all know that the minister is a known popular prosecutor of EFCC, although he has taken a break right now. So he warned me not to make any donation on his behalf, but that he's going to launch the book resoundly, and he will get back to the chief host, who is his leader, and would donate generously. Thank you very much.
Now we welcome the representative of Senator Nwaoboshi, Dr. Ezagbo, to also pledge his support. Please let's make him welcome with a round of applause.
Your Excellencies, permit me to stand on existing protocols. My brief is small, is direct, and that is to tender apologies to our leader, the chief host, who is the leader of our party in our state, for his absence at a very great occasion. But for the fact that he got the notice late, he ought to have been here physically. But he is unavoidably absent. And he says we should please hold him excused, sir. And to our sister Ufuomaee, his congratulations. The world is not surprised because you're a chief of the O Block. Anybody who knows your dad knows that he could not have produced anything but an excellent product. Congratulations. He's a public servant, and he says he's going to support this venture very handsomely, and he will compliment our leader, his brother, the Deputy Senate President, and you'll be happy with what he will do for you. Thank you very much. He wants me to come back with 10 sets of this so that he will send it to our 9 local governments in Delta North and keep one for himself and his family. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. God bless you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. While we continue with this, I will at some point tell you of some other ways that you can support this project. I will share with you 3 major ways that you can support this book that we're launching today. But before that, please join me in welcoming the Chief Medical Director of University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, who is here with us today. Let's welcome Professor Yusuf.
Good afternoon, the distinguished guest of honor of this occasion, and the chairman, Senator Dr. Chris Ngige. We all know he's been very busy for some time now because of the issues involved in the medical profession and labor, especially. I was so surprised to even see him here because I never knew he would be able to make it. Because up until yesterday, we were in a meeting with our doctors. I also welcome our Deputy Senate President, who is able to make it out of all his commitments. Please kindly allow me to stand on the existing protocol. Chief Olorogun Otego Emeho is the chairman of the board of my institution, and has been a wonderful father to us all. We just have to be here. We just have to be here. Knowing that one of our daughters is launching a book here, and when I went through the book, I felt that it's a book that we must all endeavor to get and read through. And I also got surprised when I got here and saw that at least this lady, this young girl, has written lots and lots of books. Even for those of us who are in academic professions, some of us have not been able to at least push out some books as much as that. We appreciate you, and we congratulate you, and we wish you that the sky, not even the sky, the zenith is the limit. Being a civil servant, I will not pledge any amount, but at least we're definitely going to get some books, some of these books for the hospital library. So we are pledging our support for the books. Thank you.
Thank you. In the same vein, please allow me welcome Dr. Cairo Ojugbo to pledge his support. Dr. Cairo Ojugbo.
Thank you very much. The Onwa of Africa, the chairman of the occasion, the Onwa himself, the Deputy Senate President, the chief host, and the lady of the moment, the author herself. I will say that indeed, I'm most excited to be here and to witness this glorious occasion today. The support and my support for the author and her work is something that I take very dear and very precious. I want to thank the chief host for finding me worthy to be invited to this occasion. Nothing as soon as I was told about this occasion. I promised him that I will be here, and I'm pleased to be here. For all of you who attended, let me say God bless all of you, and thank all of you too, on behalf of our leader, the chief host, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. These books are awesome. I've read them all. And what you can do is to post a review online as a video testimonial, or write and drop on our website. Your review goes a very long way in giving more exposure to the book. Also, like some of our guests of honor have pledged today, to share the word with their constituency, with their networks. You can tell your friend, your colleague, or your family member about it. And also, you can invite the author to your fellowship, your gathering, your association, your radio station, your TV station, to talk about it. That will go a very long way. All right, please let's welcome Dr. Dakuku Peterside with a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love you to take a moment to look at the pack that was given to you. Inside that pack is a book, but inside that pack is also a slip. A slip. It's a pledge slip. If you want to support the book, please fill in the slip and pass it to the nearest usher to you. Thank you. We appreciate the time of our dignitaries who have taken out time off their busy schedule to be here. And so, before we move on to the other activities for the launch, I would like to welcome very specially our chief host, the father of the author himself, Olorogun Ortega Emeho. Please, let's welcome him up stage. He's our host for today, with a cheerful round of applause.
Where do I start from? It's been a really wonderful, wonderful day. But please let me acknowledge the chairman of the occasion, my brother, my friend, and my minister, the Owa, Dr. Senator Chris Ngige, Excellency, former governor. Thank you for coming to chair this occasion for me. I really appreciate the sacrifice you have taken to come today. I had to cut down some of this activity because I know the people that I've invited here are very busy people. So even after my vote of thanks, the activities will continue, but I want to show appreciation for the patience that everybody has exercised. Now, the Deputy President of the Senate of Nigeria has been spending all this time here with us. We know how busy he is. He's my brother, my younger brother. I am proud to say that. And we've come a long way in so many things. But he's a political fighter. He's a strong man. You know, I was in business before I went to politics, but he has taught me a lot of politics now. So I know better. But currently, we look up to him in Delta State to lead us, to lead the APC, to take that state. That is the challenge that is helping us to carry now. I congratulate you. And at the national level, he has shown sagacity. He has shown that he's a national leader, somebody we can rely on. I thank you for your time. You've been very patient with us. You've been here. We know how much your time is in demand. Welcome, and thank you for all you have done to support the occasion. my chairman in one small company, but the king of a very large area of Bayelsa State. He's been here all from morning. His Royal Majesty, Ebitimi Banigo. He's been here with us. When we were in banking, we were learning from him. He was our role model. Now he's a traditional ruler. But we still have some connection in business. Thank you very much, sir, for coming to stay with me. Thank you very much. Many distinguished people. Okay, thank you. The governor of Lagos State, ably represented, would have wanted to be here, but he just came back, and under the COVID arrangement, is not allowed to travel, but he will send a representative. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. My father, Chief John Oyegu, we talked up to Friday. He was packed, ready. He has bought his tickets. He was ready to come for this occasion. But Friday night, he called me that he lost his junior brother, a professor in Port Harcourt, 70 years old, just younger than him. And he still decided to send the daughter to come. Thank you very much. I appreciate your coming. Femi Adeshino told me, look, if Oga comes back, I can come. You know how it is. And that is why he's not here. He has sent his representative. The same thing with Chief of Staff. We were expecting the rep up till now, but I know some activities must have affected. My CMD, the Chief Medical Director of the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, there are not too many flights between Ilorin and Lagos. He had to make special effort to be here. CMD, thank you very much. The same thing with the chief launcher. I can take him for granted because we do business together. So, but he has put a lot to come in here to support me. Mr. Maswell, thank you very much. The pastor of my church, Ikoyi Baptist Church, once he knew that this is going to happen, he also devoted the whole day to be here with us. Not just to say the opening prayer, but he promised me that if he's here, by God's grace, everything will go well. And I think we are benefiting from it. He also come with another pastor of my church, Reverend Michael Onebu. Please help me welcome him. Thank you very much. Senator Wambushi, we spoke in London, and he also apologized that, look, Ortega, you didn't mention this in time, and he's going to send a representative. Thank you for coming. Honorable Minister Festus Keyamo was to come, but he got caught up in Warri. Right now he's in Delta State. I think there's an activity he has to hold today. That is why he's not here. Thank you for the representative that he sent. Karo Jugbo, the tallest, we call him. He was also able, only 2 days ago, he wasn't sure he was going to make it. So I was surprised that he was able to make it today. Thank you very much. And then my friends, individual friends that I see their faces in in the gathering. They have sat here, they've been here all morning, all because they want to support me. Their names have not been mentioned, but without them, we will not have this occasion. I want to thank all of you that are sitting out there and being patient with us, even though you have not had the opportunity to come here to announce. I'm sure you have had the opportunity to write your pledges to support me as usual. When people are close to you, those are the people you can take for granted. And I don't think that I really take you for granted. I know without you, the dignitaries that are here, if they look back and they don't see any person, they will not be here. Because they know that there are people here who are with me, who we also appreciate them. That makes an occasion. So I thank you for your patience and sitting out there and playing your part in making this occasion a success. Like I said, I'm doing this vote of thanks so that some of our busy VIPs can have the opportunity to attend to other things. But the young author that you came here to honor today, he's going to set up a book stand to sign books for people so that the books you take away will be personalized. It will not just be the general book that you can buy. That is clear evidence that you have been here. For the dignitaries that will believe in us, we will also send the signed copies to them. But for the rest of you, please have the patience so that you can sign your copy before you leave. I really thank you for coming to honor her. She's my jewel, as has been recognized. I tell you, she's been writing these books, and I was really getting to the point that, look, how can you write all these books and the world have not known that you are writing these books? It is important because the books she's writing, particularly the one, Marriage ABC, Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, and Rachel's Hope. For a long time, I don't read books anymore. But before this launch, I said I must read them. And when I read them, it's unbelievable. I really think that there are books that will help even older people who are married, not to talk of young people who are about to get into marriage. So congratulations. Congratulations. I'm very grateful. I thank everybody for coming to support me, to support her. God bless you all as you return. Thank you very much.
I feel I need to say something because it would not be fair that you guys will come all this way and you will not hear me say anything. And the least I can do is just say thank you so much. Thank you for honoring my dad's invitation. People looked at the Ivy like, this is like heavyweight stuff. I'm like, yeah, my dad's throwing me a party. Thank you so much for your generosity. I invited a few friends who had been reading my material, reviewing me online, who I knew appreciated me, to read here and to give reviews. And all of them, they answered my call and they were willing to do so. And I'm so grateful for all of you. Ufuomaee, Amy, Okwe, Esther is still to come, Jemima. You know yourselves. You're also, thank you so much for the sacrifice of your time. But I also want to say thanks to my dad. Ultimately, all glory goes to God. Honestly, I swear, all glory goes to the Father in heaven who gave me this talent and the inspiration and the opportunity to write these books. And he gave me my dad. He gave me Olorogun Ortega and Mera. That was a gift he cannot earn. You know, not only did he use his platform to elevate me, he is the most loving, supportive, caring, understanding father. You know, I'm overwhelmed every time I think about you, Daddy. I love you so much. I don't know how I can ever thank you really for this. I don't know what I could ever do to show you how grateful I am, but I'll ask my Father in heaven to bless you real good.
Wow. A round of applause for the author one more time. Amazing. So, just like our chief host did mention, you would have your books autographed by the author if you will just be a bit patient and also take photographs with her as well. But just before that, I remember, yes, I do remember that I was just going to mention that our chairman, he said something about the marriage ABC. He's particular about that. I remember we were supposed to do a review on that. So, book reading and review. But I think time is not so much of our friend right now. So what we will do, all right. So we'll welcome our chairman of this occasion, who, if you will ask me, he has been amazing so far. Do you agree with me? If you do, please put your hands together one more time as we welcome. Make it louder. Let's welcome him on stage, the Honorable Minister of Labor and Productivity, Senator Dr. Chris Ngige.
Yeah, thank you, MC. There's a staircase for me now. No falling. You are lucky if I have fallen down the one cow as an Igbo high chief, and a minister, another one too. So, Your Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, and our chief host and author, our royal father, distinguished senators, honorable members, representative of the governor of Lagos State, and the representative of Senator Wabash. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's been a very good day. We didn't know we would even be as fast as this. I was targeting 4:30, but you can see we've done it, and we are 1 hour surplus of time. So, as chairman of the function, I have to thank everybody. Thank the Senate President, Deputy Senate President, and others for their time. And you know, when Jesus Christ healed some people and was asking after them, only few came back. And not the number we started with, the number we're now closing with. But when we pray, our prayers will go to all of them that even attended in the first instance. So I thank everybody. And Olorogun Ortega, we've learned from you. We will do for our daughter what you're going to do. My daughter is a medical person, medical student, but she qualified about a month ago. And she was trying to write, but I said no. She didn't participate because she'll be inducted next week. She's not yet inducted. But the brother is NRD, but he's now hiding to go to work. To obey me, because I say you can never strike. Not when you're a member of this family. Yes, so that is the situation. But I will encourage her because she has a flair for writing. But the medical
books are so fat that I knew if she goes into this other way, I might lose her to the literary world. So I will leave the embargo now, having watched what has happened here today. So Otega and daughter will congratulate you. And like your daughter prayed, God will show more blessings to you, and you continue developing and developing. And for every other person that came here, just as we came, our journey back will be a better journey. And we ask the Almighty God to bless all of us. In Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much.
A very big thank you to our chairman. Before we wrap it up, all right. Okay, so to wrap it up, let's welcome, like we started with an opening prayer, so we'll close with a prayer as well. Let's welcome Pastor John Onojihao. As he comes forward, please, let's put our hands together for him.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, the Deputy President. Can we just rise for prayers, please? Let's rise for prayers. And so, Father, we thank you. We give you praise. We glorify your name. Thank you for superintending over this event. Thank you for your presence that was so overwhelming. Thank you for journey mercies, for everybody that you brought here safe and sound. We give you all the praise and all the glory in Jesus' name. Lord, as we begin to go back, we ask that you go with us. Let your presence accompany us, that we go and get home safely in Jesus' name. Thank you, Abba Father. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
That we're coming to witness the unveiling of 3 works, only to find out that she's been at this for so long with 27 books already to her credit. As the senator representing her and the entire Orobo nation, I'm here to extend congratulations to the entire people of my Central District, but more important than that, to share in the pride of the father, mom and siblings, and indeed of the entire people that I represent. We're very, very proud of her.
What will you say to Nigerian youths in regards to these books?
Take a look at this. Take a look at these books. Read these books. I didn't shy away in share my preference, for one of them, even though I've not had the privilege to read through. But I think the one I zeroed in on was the Rachel's Choice, because of the message it impacts. Know your partners well while dating before you get into a permanent and a lifetime relationship. And like I said in our place, it's like say shine your eye before you get into that arrangement. In addition to that, of course, the ABCs of marriage. This is something we're all bound to get into. Some of us were already there. But for those who are aspiring to get into this relationship, there's so much that they can learn from this book and the other books. So I commend it to all of them.
So with the rising cases of divorce in Nigeria, how do you think this will help?
That's what I just said, with Rachel's Choice. For the most part, the reason we have a barrage of divorces is because people really don't know themselves well before getting into these lifetime unions. And of course, the moment they get there and find out that they are now with who they never expected, they end up in divorces. But this book is basically telling you, look well, get to know your partners or prospective partner as well before you commit to that lifetime relationship. Unlike my senior brother Lorgo also said, even the basis of marriage is not just for those who are upcoming, also useful to those who are already in relationships of marriage. And of course, we're often told that there's no school that teaches you about marriage. But Ufuomaee Homero appears to have created a school for us, by writing that book. So I'll commend that book to everyone.
When I spoke, I felt and I feel privileged to be present at this occasion. As a royal father, as you know, our job really is to try to bring up the younger ones, the next generation. And a book such as this, particularly the Trilogy, will enable us to disseminate the messages from these books to our rank and file, particularly the girl child and women of our kingdom, and perhaps throughout the Niger Delta that are facing unprecedented problems arising from the oil production activities in the area. So Ufuomaee is a pride of joy to all of us, particularly to the father, and those of us who are fathers and have responsibility for bringing up not only our own children, but also the children from a particular area that is facing challenges at this time.
Sir, you talked about the girl child, and with what you have seen in that book, would there be any changes you're going to effect in your community to elevate the girl child?
Well, it's a continuing battle. As you know, we have early child pregnancies. We have abusive marriages. We have a lot of challenges that marriages are facing today. We need all the help we can, and this book, as I said, will go a long way in helping us. But particularly, I want to make sure that it's freely available to every person, and then we provide avenues for discourse of some of the points raised in the book, so they can really help each and every one of the children that come across it, particularly the girl child. All I can provide is a forum where this particular message is distributed or disseminated to those that can use this to manage their lives. Because times are very, very difficult, as you know, these days. And we want to see marriages that can survive so that they can support each other as they face their challenges. Thank you.
I'm Ufuomaee, EE.
What inspired you to write this book?
Life lessons, things I've learned, things I've read, things people have come to me about, It just made me feel like it was a message that needed to be told.
So how can this book relate to marriages in Nigeria?
Well, it deals with something that a lot of young people deal with when they want to get married. There's all these pressures that they feel. So the book addresses that, and also addresses sometimes things that might happen in marriage, and if you don't make a right decision, the conflicts you're likely to go through, and why it's important that you make the right decision.
Okay, what's advice to other authors like you who are aspiring to be prolific writers?
Listen to yourself, listen to your heart, follow your gut instincts, do not take no, and do not be discouraged, and just keep doing what you love to do. One day, the world will just have to recognize your gifts.
What's your take on the rising cases of divorce in Nigeria and country at large and the world at large?
It's a reality of the world that we live in that is fallen, and we have to thank God that through it all He is with us, and through whether we fall or rise, He's there to make sure that we learn from our mistakes and we don't give up.